Hi, it's Charlotte, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I wanted to do kind of like one of my first really chatty videos and talk about my 2019 favourites. I'm mainly going to be talking about beauty related things but also a bit of fashion and a bit of other stuff. But yeah, I feel like overall 2019 was actually a really good year and I'll definitely remember it as a really good year. Yeah, so I'm just going to talk about my 2019 favourites, and if you're interested in that then please carry on watching. This cup of tea is a bit too hot. So I think first off I'm going to start off with beauty, as that's kind of what I mainly wanted to talk about. I'm going to sort of run through each kind of makeup category and tell you what's been my favourite. So first off, for primers, I feel like this was the year that I really got into my glowy primers. This year I was all about the glow, so when I discovered the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, I fell in love with it, and I've honestly been wearing this sometimes without even foundation, which I feel like not a lot of people would like because it is really glowy, but I love it honestly, and it's just become like an everyday staple now for me. Foundation and concealer wise, I feel like I have discovered a new foundation this year. I feel like my everyday foundation used to be a drugstore one, but this year, since I've started using the Fenty Hydrating Foundation, I've been in love with it. Now I don't wear foundation every day, but if I'm kind of wanting to do more of a full face, this is what I'll put on, and yeah, I love it. Currently it has replaced my Laura Mercier tinted moisturiser, but yeah. And then I also discovered Born This Way Too Faced Multi Concealer this year. I bought this very early this year and it's just been my sort of go-to concealer. I don't know if I'd say it's my favourite, but it's definitely my go-to. I know it will look good. I also feel like I kind of use this as a foundation sometimes, and I'll just kind of put this all over my face because it kind of works as both. When it comes to powders, this has definitely been the year of loose powder for me. I don't know why. I've had loose powders for so long, but I think I just really haven't let myself try them out enough to see if I actually really liked them. So the two I've really been liking this year are the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder and the Too Faced Born This Way powder. Actually the Too Faced one has been my favourite. I've pretty much been using this like every day. I've just really been noticing that I've been having like less lines under my eyes, less dryness, and I don't know why. Loose powders are helping this, but when I use more of a pressed powder I feel like my under eye just gets a lot drier more easily. Don't know. I'm all about the loose powder at the moment. For bronzer, I got early this year the Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzer. I was a little bit obsessed with getting this and I finally did when it came out in the UK. I absolutely love this. This is definitely a little bit more of a summery bronzer, but I mean I'll still use this year round, and I also think this is such a go-to because of the mirror size. It's just so handy to travel around with. The only thing is it's broken and it's really sad. Like I dropped it and that happened. It is definitely still my favourite bronzer. When talking about blush, I honestly feel like I could show you my whole blush collection because I've pretty much used all of them evenly throughout the whole year, but I'm going to mention these two because I feel like they've been like my winter blush duo, and that's Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso and the Charlotte Tilbury blush in Pillow Talk, and I'll either use both of these or I'll use just the Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like the Milani just adds like the winter cold blush look, and then the Charlotte Tilbury kind of adds the glow, and together it's just like match made in heaven for me. I've also been wearing quite a lot of blush this year, as well as the types of blush I've been using. I've really been like packing it on and wearing a lot of blush, and it's just become one of my favourite products now. For highlighters, this year, I don't know if I've really discovered any highlighters this year. I don't feel like I have, because I've still been just obsessed with my Anastasia Amorisi highlighter, but I bought this last year and it's just been a go-to constantly. It's just one of the most beautiful highlighters I've ever seen. And then I can't remember if I bought it. I think I bought this year actually. So maybe this does count. I've slowly been kind of obsessed with this palette. I obviously don't really take this about, but if I'm obviously at home, I've really been upping the glow by using this palette, which is the Ofra All Glowed Up palette, which is just when you just want to add a lot more glow. Ofra's there for you. It's just beautiful. I feel like eyeshadow palette wise, I really have changed like my favourites. Last year I would have probably said the Tarte and Bloom and my Too Faced Naturalised palettes, because I really just liked taking around my really neutral palettes. But this year, as you would have seen in one of my last makeup tutorials, I've really been loving the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which is so weird because I feel like it was always one of those eyeshadow palettes that I sort of just left at the bottom of my drawer and didn't really touch. So yeah, I'm really glad that I'm finally getting my use out of this one. And the other one, which you would hope would be in my 2019 favourites after what I paid for it, is the Huda Beauty nude palette. You know, if I just want a pink nude eye look, then this is my go-to, and I've just been loving it. So I think this palette has like the best eyeshadow formula that I've tried, just from using it, and yeah, I really love this one too. For brows, it's not going to be a surprise. I feel like it's getting old me talking about this, but the Benefit Precisely My Brow and Gimme Brow. I'm really hoping that, I don't know, I maybe discover a different brow brand this year, as I'm getting tired of mentioning it. That's a bad reason. I mean, I love them, but I just feel like maybe I need to venture into different brow products. And then for eyeliners, pencil wise, I've really been loving the Rimmel Exaggerate brown pencil liner in this dark brown shade, and it has like a little smudger at the end, which has honestly just been amazing, and I've been in love with that. Just in general, I've been in love with brown eyeliner, and I've also been using this collection brown liquid liner, but I'm not going to say this is a favourite because, I mean, brown eyeliner is a favourite, but this one isn't that good. So in 2020 I need to find an amazing brown liquid liner because this one just doesn't do the job at all. And for mascaras, I'm going to say the Collection Lash Surge, which I don't think I did discover this year. I think this is the same one from last year that was my favourite. However, I have rediscovered as well the Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara. This was my favourite mascara like a couple of years ago, and then I guess I just forgot about it or didn't want to pay the money. I don't know which one, but after using this mini again, I think I'm going to have to go back to it, sadly, because I just really like it. I also want to try a lot more mascaras this year, I feel like, but to be fair, the collection one is doing me well at the moment. Talking about lipsticks now, which is probably the last thing to mention for beauty, is first, one lipstick that I've really worn a lot this year has been the Huda liquid lipstick in Bombshell. I actually can't find it right now. I'm pretty sure it's lying around in a handbag somewhere. I've honestly been obsessed with that, and I kind of want to try some more shades from that line because I'm really obsessed with the way the liquid lipsticks like feel on your lips. I feel like they're not drying at all. And my other lipstick favourite are Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. Just their normal sort of bullet lipsticks. I think all three of these I bought this year actually. So I've got the shades Bitch Perfect, Kim KW and In Love with Olivia. And there are so many more that I want, but they're expensive, so we're gonna hold out for now. I do like her more like pinky nudie shades, and I've just honestly fallen in love with the brand Charlotte Tilbury this year. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury's a favourite in itself. And last but not least, for gloss is of course the Fenty Beauty gloss in Fussy. I honestly just been obsessed with her gloss, and especially the shade. I love that it's like a little pinky shade, and I've also got her Christmas mini set, and I've actually been loving all of those as well. I just think the formula is amazing, and they feel lovely and they look beautiful. Yeah, I love her glosses. Next for skincare, I definitely have fallen in love with the Clinique Moisture Surge and the Kylie Skin moisturiser. I feel like both of these have probably been my top like moisturisers of the year. I feel like I've been in general getting into my skincare more as it is this year. I feel like before this year I probably just used face masks and stuff, but I've just really been loving those. Sorry, I feel like I'm just showing random things now. I've also been in love with the Morphe X Jeffree Star like pink sponges. So it comes with like this big one and then two little mini ones, and they've just been my favourite sponges, and I'm not gonna lie, they've completely replaced my beauty blender. I've stopped repurchasing that now, and instead I've just been using Jeffree Star sponges, and I feel like I'll just continue to repurchase those because you get more for your money. Next up, makeup wipes. the Primark H2O Micellar wipes. You get 50 wipes for £1, and honestly that's the best deal on the market, and micellar wipes are the bomb. If Primark stopped selling these, I'd actually be a little bit heartbroken, but these are the best makeup wipes as far as I'm concerned. And last but not least for beauty, I'm pretty sure, is I'm going to mention the Dior Joy perfume, which I got for last Christmas, and I've honestly just been using all year. I mean, it might not, I mean, it really doesn't look like it, does it? I've been using it a lot for me. I feel like I've been using it a lot. I mean, it doesn't look like it now, but I promise you I have. And it's just been a beautiful scent, and I've been in love with it. Okay, I'm now going to talk probably about some sort of like random favourites of the year, just completely non-beauty related. So I'm first going to talk about films and TV shows. The two standout films to me of 2019 were Avengers Endgame and Frozen 2, and to be fair, I don't feel like I saw all the films I wanted to see. Like, I didn't go see Lion King, I didn't go see Aladdin, so I am a little bit behind on the times. I absolutely loved Avengers Endgame. I thought it was such a good film. Some people might disagree. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I cried a lot. And Frozen 2 I literally only saw like 2 weeks ago, so I don't know if it's cheating, but I need to go see it again, because honestly I feel like it was just as good as the first film, and that's hard, you know, to make a film as good as the first one. That's a hard thing to do. Only films like Toy Story 2 can do that, and just not many people can do that, because I honestly just need a third film already. TV show wise, I've really been enjoying Riverdale, much to everyone else's not being interested in it. I honestly don't think I know anyone else who watches it. Everyone else who I talked to either hated it from the start or started watching it and then got bored, and I'm like the only one who's like still like, I'm still enjoying it. I feel like sometimes I just enjoy a show because I'm attached to the characters, so it could probably be that. I mean, I'm not saying the storylines are like A+. I think I'm a few episodes behind at the moment, but I don't know. I love the characters, and I'm deep in it now, so I'm gonna keep watching it basically. And the other one, which is definitely top of my list, is American Horror Story. I've been loving American Horror Story this year. Just had a look at the seasons because I just wanted to make sure which seasons I watched in 2019. So I think I watched 2 seasons in 2019. I think it obviously airs earlier in the US, so like we get it a bit later. But so I started out watching Apocalypse, I can't remember when. It took me a few episodes to get into, I feel like, but I mean, as soon as Evan Peters was the main character, I'm not gonna lie to you, certain characters draw me in more than others. You know, I was liking it, I was like, it's okay, it's good, but then bloody, oh, do you know what? Right. But I don't know how far into the series they introduced Cody Fern into American Horror Story. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think he's been in a season before. They obviously gave him a character, and I just loved him straight away. I think he's amazing and perfect. Not in a fancy way, sorry. But I just thought he was so good. Don't know about everyone else, but and I think honestly his character and the actor is what made me stay watching it, because I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like, I mean, I did like it. It was a bit, you know, American Horror Story of course, but, and then obviously Emma Roberts was in it as well. That always helped me liking a season, but I really enjoyed that season. And then the next season after that was 1984, and as soon as I kind of got the gist that Emma Roberts was the main character in this season, I was kind of like, I need to watch this now. And I don't think I can explain why, but I honestly think this might be my favourite season of all, and I think it's just because of the time period it's set in. I love the whole time period it's set in. I love the whole, I'm going to explain this in a really bad way, I love the whole like intro, oh my god, the intro music. It actually like makes me want to start like, I don't know, grooving along to it or something. It's the whole like them clashing murder and like dancers' eyes, and I don't know, I'm really not explaining it well, but I just think the season is really good. It's really like, oh what the? Obviously I'm not trying to tell you what happens, because maybe you want to watch American Horror Story. I really like American Horror Story. The only ones I really like there's not many that I don't like. I didn't really like the circus one. I didn't really like the one with Lady Gaga in. But yeah, in general, I really love American Horror Story. And I really hope that, because they're always adding cast, taking away cast, I kind of hope that it never ends, because obviously there's not one set cast that are going to age. It's like they can just add younger people forever so that the show never dies. Okay, another favourite this year is, we're going to talk about food. So first is, I now like Nando's. Before this year, if someone had been like, we're going Nando's, I would have been like, honestly tried to convince them the hell out of it, because I'm vegetarian, and I don't know what made me order from there again. I think it's because I saw the halloumi burger. But yeah, basically now the order is the halloumi burger, a corn on the cob, and peri peri fries, which I can just about handle. Yeah, I love the halloumi burger, so they've now become one of my favourite restaurants. And I've also been loving Leon. I've honestly been there like so many times this year without even realising, and I've been loving their green salad, which sounds really weird. It's probably the healthiest thing I've ever ordered, but it's literally like a green salad with like broccoli, kale, peas, feta cheese, lettuce, cucumber, with like salad dressing on. But they honestly, it tastes so good. It sounds like a salad. It is a salad. I don't know why I just said that. But it sounds like a boring meal, and it's not. It tastes really good. My next favourite, which I mean I probably could have showed you, but here we are. I've just been really into my jewellery this year in general. I've been loving this like rose gold Pandora ring that I have, my Missoma jewellery that I got for my birthday. I also got a Daniel Wellington watch for Christmas, which I know I've only just got it, but I'm just telling you now that I'm going to be obsessed with it and wearing it all the time. Just been really getting into my gold jewellery and just more into my accessories, I guess. I've also been a bit coat crazy this year, but basically I have this like white slash cream like fluffy coat from River Island, which I've honestly been loving. And then I also from ASOS got this like tan long mixed buttons coat, which I've honestly been living in, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad that I got it. I think literally like it was out of stock and one more came in stock, and I was like, I gotta grab that. I've also been really into my corduroy and leather this year. I mean, I'm just telling you trends. I think I've got 2 pairs of corduroy trousers this year. I got a cream pair from Topshop and like more of a peachy pair from And Other Stories. I've also really been loving like leather leggings and like leather mini skirts, and I've also been like acquiring like leather button-up dresses as well. I've just really been into the whole like corduroy and leather style this year. Talking about the peach trousers from And Other Stories, I feel like that's sort of the brand that I discovered this year as well. I've never really tried And Other Stories at all before, and then I did my first impressions video. It went pretty well apart from the jumpers, but then I've done a few more orders since then, and I've just been, yeah, really loving them. Obviously not ordering too much because they're not the cheapest. I really love the flared corduroy trousers that I got from there. I loved the leopard like maxi dress that I got. I'm going to be wearing that so much in the summer. And yeah, I feel like I need to try a lot more things from that brand this year. And lastly, I mean, I should have really mentioned this with my jewellery, but I've sort of been slowly over time like making my stackers box. So at the start of the year I just had the lid, and then I also bought like an underneath box as well. And just as my jewellery collection's been growing, my stackers box has been growing, funnily enough. I've just been loving it, having my jewellery all organised, and that I'm not just throwing my jewellery in random pots and not knowing where they are. I really recommend the stackers boxes because they're just really pretty and really useful. And yet that is the end of my 2019 favourites video. I really hope you had a great 2019 like I did, and if you didn't, try not to worry about it and just leave the year behind. It's a whole new year, 2020, new year, new you. Think of it as a clean slate. Whatever you think will make this 2020 better for you, whether it's eating healthier, doing more exercise, doing a new hobby, starting to scrapbook, buying yourself a new bunch of flowers every week to make yourself happy. Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. And that's my TED talk. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!